What's going on, you guys? If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Zorayda Guerrero, and on my channel I'm going to be posting Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I would love it if you would just hit that subscribe button. I'm all about spreading positivity and change and, you know, consejos and story times and challenges and all those types of videos. And so make sure you stay tuned and hit that notification button. Alrighty. So in this video, I said un chismeando con Zorayda about the time I almost got arrested twice in una noche. Twice in one night. Si comprende, si comprende. It was one of the craziest nights of my life. And I actually have the layout all here because it happened it happened almost 5 years ago. But speaking of getting almost arrested, I mentioned that in my video of Never Have I Ever. If you haven't watched that, make sure you go watch it. It's in the link below. And I also have another Chismeando with Guerrero where I got pulled over. So make sure you go check it out. Se exageraron los policías, de verdad. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, era una noche. It was like, I think it was like one of the first memorable times where all of us estábamos in Mexico. All of my cousins. We're like about like 6 or 7 or so, and we all nos juntamos. And so we were like having the best time of our lives. Let me tell you, like, I'm a little shy girl when it comes to the United States, but in Mexico, I mean, it was me, you know. Anyway, so estábamos allá in Mexico, and one of the nights, it was like before we left, and the other time we left, ese otra chisme, I almost impounded my dad's truck, so you gonna wanna wait soon for that. So estamos en Mexico, todos nos primos nos juntamos. It's about like 7 of us, and it was one of the nights closest to like where we were fixing to leave and come back to the US. And so we were just like wondering, ¿qué vamos a hacer? You know, we gotta make it lit. And so we didn't know whether to, you know, to go to the movies or go eat tacos or go de vagos and just andar por las calles. And so my cousin ended up being invited to this quinceañera. So I don't really know anybody there, but so I was just like, well, I mean, I don't know. And like quinceañeras are different for me. I really don't like going to them because it's like if you know people, and when you don't know people, it's just awkward. So we ended up going, and everybody split up, and I was like so alone, just standing there awkwardly waiting for somebody to preguntarme para bailar. So finally somebody asked me to dance, and I go out and dance, and I come back, and my cousin's like, Zorayda, ¿dónde estabas? I mean, where'd you go? You know, we gotta leave. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Everybody split away from me, and I was just here como una pendeja. And so she was like, we gotta go. And then she told me I think that was a night that like my cousin hit a bottle at the DJ porque en veces no saben cómo portarse como una gente normal. Or maybe that was another dance, I don't know. We ended up leaving, and whenever you leave this place, it's like una like house was like an aisle, not an aisle, but like una like aisle, I guess. We're just gonna call it an aisle. It was like an aisle to leave. And so we were coming out of there, and behind us we hear bottles. I'm like talking like beer bottles just flying. And so what had happened was, I think this is the time where like I also got kicked out of the quinceañera, technically, I guess you could say. So this is another one of those times. So we were coming out, behind us we hear bottles just flying, like people were just throwing bottles. And I don't know if it was my people I was juntando con ellos. I don't know if it was our people that was throwing the bottles or the other people. I want to say it was us. I want to say it was not us, but you know, the people that were with us, they were throwing bottles. After leaving there, you know, after the bottles being thrown or whatever, and I really don't even know how this started. All I know is that something happened at that quinceañera. So we leave, and as we were leaving, there were like cars flying out of there. Like I almost got atropellada. Like I was like, if my cousins hadn't like pulled me back, my feet would have been like ran over, like, or I would have been dead. So there were people flying out of there. We ended up splitting up because my cousin was dating a guy, and she ended up going with that guy, and we ended up going, me and my other cousin, we ended up going like on a double date or whatever, and so to eat tacos. So we ended up going there, and then I left my phone in the car. And so that was one time. The police were called, we ran, and nobody knew who we were because it was like at night. And so like, I mean, they could have investigated, but los policías allá, I mean, they're not really gonna investigate. So we left, we went to go eat tacos. I left my phone in the vehicle. Yo no lo fui a sacar until like after we had left. And there were like llamadas and llamadas. And I had like 50 missed calls from my cousin that had went with her boyfriend. And they ended up going with the other clacuiches that were fighting. So what happened was they went to go fix somebody's tooth, because I guess they ended up fighting and somebody's tooth was like knocked out. So they went to go to the hospital, like to this doctor's office. Like he's like open 24/7 or whatever. I guess it's his house. It was like, this was like at 1 in the morning or something like that. I don't know. But so we ended up getting there before, like, this is whenever she called, and she was calling to tell us to go there because they had ended up fighting, because we had ended up leaving the party first, I guess you could say, and she ended up staying back and had ended up fighting worse. And so we get there, and by the time that we were like 10 minutes away, guys. I kid you not, we were 10 minutes away. After answering her 50th call, we go to the doctor's office where they're at, and by the time we get there, just from 10 minutes away, these other clacuiches have came, and pandilleros, and they came and they beat them up again. Like, whenever I tell you that there was blood all over the outside of the doctor's office, there was blood. And then the doctor had shut the door, like locked them out, and they was nowhere to go. Like, they couldn't go back to the car because they had like pulled up in front of the doctor's office and started beating them up. And no, gracias que nos sacaron una pistola. I mean, like, la neta. The police were called and we ran again. And I almost got arrested again because I was with these people and I was categorized with these people. But, so after the... Siento que Dios no quiere que chisme así porque my battery, my camera storage has died a couple of times. So after we get there was blood everywhere. I mean, it was disastrous. This guy already had his tooth, whatever, and it was even more. And so the police were called. We ran. They ended up staying there. The person with the broken tooth and his other person. Oh, I do know what it was over now. It was over a girl. It was over somebody stealing a girl from another guy, and I was like, that's the stupidest thing ever. I mean, my point is, like, if your girl's gonna cheat, I mean, you can't fight the dude. And the same for the girl. I mean, if your boyfriend cheats, can't fight the girl. They knew what they were doing. O sea, they could have been like, hasta pa allá. And they ended up fighting, and we ended up almost going to jail for being involved with them. And yeah, and then the next day, si les dijera que el chisme como cuenta de rápido en Mexico, the next day we woke up and I was like, I don't even want to wake up. This was a crazy night. Like, the whole time I was very paranoid because the cops knew who we were, and they actually filed like a police report, and we were all in it. So like, we were gonna be called as witnesses or whatever to it, but since we started it, basically, I guess you could say, well, we didn't start it. I didn't start it. I wasn't involved. I was just the chicle, you know. They did that, and then I was like, oh no, I'm gonna go to jail. I'm not gonna even be able to go back to the US. I'm gonna have to stay here. Pero ya sabes cómo manejar rápido el dinero. So después we woke up and I was like, I don't even want to wake up. I don't even want to go out of this room. And then my uncle would always come in and he would be like, despiértese, ya está la leche, ya levántese, ya cantaron los gallos. That morning he did not come in. I go into the kitchen like at 7 in the morning. It was like 6. And my aunt, my uncle, my dad, my tíos, mi abuelito, todos estaban ahí para darnos un reganiza, pero con la chanca. Si no les dijera, my dad was so mad. Low key, I think my dad was more mad though that we had his vehicle, because he told me, he was like, what would have happened if they would have, you know, did something to my truck or whatever? And I was like, I mean, what would have happened if something happened to me? I mean, what is you talking about? So anyways, that was my dad throwing some shade right there. That was the time I almost got arrested twice in one night for being involved with unos pechegues and over fighting over a girl. I mean, like, let's come on, there's enough fish in the sea. I hope you like this video. I'm gonna have to, like, I'm cutting it kind of short because I am such a procrastinator and it has to be up at 3, and I didn't record it other days because I thought I'd have enough time, and then last night se me fue la sol and I couldn't, and so that's why I'm doing it today, and I kind of make it short, so short and sweet. I hope you like this Chismeando with Zorayda, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Stay tuned for my video on Friday, always at 3 p.m. And yeah, peace guys.